Hello, howdy hey there, how are you? My name is Brilliantbro, the host of this fine show, and in today's episode I'm going to give you my thoughts on the first ever Splatfest of Splatoon 3, being what would you bring to a deserted island? Gear, grub, or fun? And to be honest, I'm not going to lie, I think depending on what team you picked, you either had a good time or didn't have a good time. And if you picked Team Gear, which I picked, you might have still had a good time, but it probably could have been a lot better, because to be honest, I actually didn't enjoy the Splatfest. And now let me tell you why. Now you see, trust me when I say, because I've been seeing a lot of people who joined Team Gear saying this, that if you did join Team Gear, it wasn't all too fun. And here's the reason why. Of course, if you don't know what a Splatfest is, here's a very, very quick rundown. It's mainly primarily just for fun. You pick a team, you splat other people, the more turf you ink, the more points you get for your team. At the end of it, whoever gets the most points wins. Very, very brief rundown. There's a lot more to it, but that's what you really primarily need to know. And there's also a battle type that you can only play during Splatfest called a tricolor, where instead of one team versus another team, it's actually a team of 4 against one team of 2 and the other team of 2, because of course the whole thing is 3 for some reason for Splatoon 3. Makes sense in a way. So you can have 3 teams fighting each other at the same time, which is really cool, but is also the problem with this Splatfest, is because a lot of people, literally, I'm not sure if I'll be able to find a picture of it, but over 50% of the people that played Splatoon 3 picked Team Gear. Now, in the past 2 games, that would be fine, because there were only 2 teams you could pick from. So if one team had 50%, the other team would also have 50%, because there's only 2 teams. But the thing is, because there are 3 teams now, because Team Gear got 50% of the players, that means that in technicality, the other 50% was split between the other 2 teams. So now they both had 25%. So now, I know it wasn't exact, I'm just using it as an example, but this is what happened. So now there is an excessive amount of Team Gear players, and that is very, very bad. Because you see, the reason it is very, very bad is because there is an excessive amount of Team Gear players. It means that during Splatfest, when you play matches, you of course go up against the other teams. However, there is a chance that you could be paired up with another team that is also on Team Gear. So in that case, I don't know the technicality of it, but I guess I don't think it really counts, because you're not fighting one of the other teams, you're fighting your own team. But because there was an excessive amount of Gear players, if you were on Team Gear, you were not always, but quite likely to be teamed up against another Team Gear, which is okay, but at that point it is just regular turf war at that point. There's no Splatfest element to it. So that's okay. Another thing that was kind of bad about this Splatfest for me personally is there were a lot of connection issues, which is fine. I had a connection issue every 3 games, so that's not too much. I can cope with that, but that wasn't the main problem, is that there was an excessive amount of Gear players. And the second thing, which I think this is the thing that made me not like the Splatfest the most, is I was fine with, in the regular turf wars, 2v2, 2 teams fighting against each other. I was fine with fighting against my own team. Okay, I was fine doing that. I would have preferred to fight Team Gear or Team Grub. Not Team Gear, sorry, what am I saying? Team Fun or Team Grub. But I was fine by my own team, because I was holding out for Tricolor, which was that special game mode I told you about. When we had the Splatfest demo, basically, before Splatoon 3 came out, there was a demo where we played a Splatfest, which I can't remember what the teams were. Oh yeah, rock, paper, scissors. Which one did we pick? Rock, paper, ball, scissors. But yeah, I picked rock. The record, rock rules. Rock rules. It was fun. I really enjoyed Tricolor. It was amazing. I loved it. I was skeptical at first, but I loved it and was really excited to play it this time. But here's the thing about Tricolor as well, which kind of like the regular battles, you could get put up against your own team. It's actually also kind of the same with this. with Tricolour, where instead of actual Tricolour matches, you could get regular turf war matches up against your own team, or sometimes up against the other team. And that is because the problem is because so many people pick Team Gear. Once again, there were so many Team Gear players playing Tricolour that it was almost impossible to get into a Tricolour match. Like, seriously, I played so much during Splatfest. Like, seriously, I could not say how much I played during Splatfest. Like, hours and hours and hours. And I only got to play 2 Tricolour matches, of which both I lost to Team Fun, sadly. Or was it Team Gear? I can't remember. No, yeah, it was Team Fun. I lost to Team Fun. Sad times. But seriously, which that really bummed me out, because I was very excited for Tricolour. But that whole thing I was excited for was ruined because there was an excessive amount of Team Gear players. Now, whoa. Let's slow down. You're probably already thinking, maybe this is a bit of an overreaction. Maybe it is a bit of an overreaction, because if we go back to that Splatfest demo I mentioned earlier, rock, paper, scissors, there was quite an even amount of players on the teams. Like, they were spread out quite evenly, I would say, across the team. So it was a lot easier to get in the Tricolour matches. So it kind of depends. Now, I will think we'll have to see if Nintendo does anything about this. They probably won't, but maybe they'll have to if there is constantly a one team that has, like, a lot of players. I don't exactly know what they could do. The only thing I could think of is there is, like, a limitation. So, like, once, like, I don't know, 35% of players had joined Team Gear, then something along those times. You know what I mean. But basically, yeah, this might not be for all Splatfest, because if the next Splatfest, whatever it is, if it is the players are evenly spread across the teams, that'll be fine. That'll be a nice, fun Splatfest. You can play Tricolour more often. But if there is a concurring theme of where there's one team with an excessive amount of players, Nintendo definitely needs to do something about this, because if you're on that team of excessive players, because that's the other thing, is this Splatfest, it really depends on what team you picked. Because if you picked Team Fun or Team Gear, Team Fun or Team Grub, you were fine. If you picked Team Grub or Team Fun, you were fine. To my knowledge, you could play in Tricolour matches many as you want, and you could get teamed up against the other teams. However, if you picked Team Gear, then yeah, you would struggle. You're going to mostly be put up against your own teammates, and at that point, it's not really fun, and you're probably only playing it for the Super Sea Snails. Because personally, for me, I am in it for the fun. Super Sea Snails are great. That's like a nice little bonus. But I'm in it for the fun, and I'm definitely in it for the Tricolour. I love Tricolour so much. It was way more fun than I expected, which is why I was bummed out. That was the one thing I was really looking forward to for this Splatfest. I was really looking forward to the Tricolour, and that was kind of taken away from me just because I picked a team which was more popular. So in a weird way, you could say, because you're winning, you're losing, in a way, which that shouldn't be the case. Definitely not. As I said, this probably will not be like for every Splatfest, but this definitely could be a problem for Splatfests in the future, is that if they do one and there is a team with an excessive amount of players, then anyone in that team just might not have fun. I mean, of course, this is my personal opinions. You might have different opinions. You might have picked Team Gear, and you might have still had loads of fun. Maybe you didn't care about playing in the Tricolour matches or playing against your own teammates. You just seriously had fun, and great for you. I'm really happy for you if that's the case. But for me personally, in my personal opinion, I didn't have fun, and for me, I would say the first Splatfest was a flop. For me, once again, you have your own opinions. You might have enjoyed it, but for me, it's a flop. Get it, flopper, because that's a salmon run, boss, the flipper flopper, but I just like to call it flopper. Do you get it? Please like it. I worked so hard on making that pun. I was very proud of it. But still, yeah, please let me know what you thought of the Splatfest. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know down in the comments below. And hey, if you made it this far in the video, put down in the comments below. Tell me what team you were on, along with your thoughts of the Splatfest. Tell me what you team were on. And yeah, to be honest, that was kind of my review on the Splatfest. I probably won't do a review for every Splatfest. I might not. It depends. But for this one, I feel like it was an important thing. And I do hope As I said, Nintendo probably won't do something to fix this problem. I would like it if they would, because then, now going into every Splatfest, it's almost kind of like a gamble of where you could win, you could lose. Like, you could win at having fun, or you could lose at having fun, or win and lose at having tricolour battles and all of that. But as I said earlier, I don't really know what Nintendo could do to fix this problem unless they put like a limit onto the teams. But that also would kind of take the fun out of Splatfest. So I really don't know if this is a problem Nintendo can deal with. And I never even thought of this problem when they announced that there were going to be 3 teams to pick. But now I've realised it actually is a really big problem for Splatfest. So I really do hope, maybe, come on Nintendo, if you're watching this video, please fix this. I don't know how. I'm not an ideas man. I don't know how you could fix this problem. But if you can, please do. Please do. But yeah, with that, that's it for today's episode. That's my review for Splatoon 3 first Splatfest. Once again, I feel like it's kind of a gamble. I feel like most people had fun, but I have seen a lot of comments and things like that saying, mainly about the tricolour. I think that was the main thing a lot of people were upset about, from what I could see in like comments and all of that. They were saying how they couldn't get into a tricolour match, but they were really excited for it. And then that's especially to new players, I guess, who maybe didn't do the Splatfest demo, didn't have time to. If they picked Team Gear and were excited to do tricolour matches, well, most likely they didn't really get a good experience. If this was your first time playing Splatoon 3 tricolour, hopefully this won't be what it's like. I'm hoping Nintendo could do something to fix this, but don't judge the tricolour so quickly, because trust me, if you're on Team Gear, it is really good. You just need to get into a game. But yeah, with those final words says, really hope you enjoy. We'll see you all in the next one. See ya!